Hello students, welcome to our online platform. Myself Engineer PP sir, your physics mentor. In today's lecture we are going to start with center of mass. So बच्चों आज का जो अपना टॉपिक है वो रहेगा सेंटर ऑफ मास. सेंटर ऑफ मास क्या होता है, किस तरीके से हम डिफरेंट मास डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस के लिए सेंटर ऑफ मास को कैलकुलेट करते हैं और किस तरीके के बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस इस पे पूछे जाते हैं. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद सेंटर ऑफ मास. सो सेंटर ऑफ मास इज सिंपली a point where whole mass of a body is assumed to be concentrated. So what is center of mass? So center of mass is a point of a body or where complete mass or whole mass of that body is assumed to be concentrated. Now one more thing. So it should not be in your mind that center of mass always lies inside the body. Center of mass may be inside, outside, or on the surface of the body. Center of mass may be anywhere at any given point which is inside, outside, or on the surface. Now next thing, that center of mass depends on mass distribution. It depends on mass distribution. Clear that how mass is distributed, or you can say mass of the body. Now see, next, if we calculate center of mass of a system containing n particles, if there are n particles in a system, then how its center of mass is being calculated. So we are considering here a plane in which n particles are there. In this system there are n particles having masses m1, m2, m3 up to mn, and their position vectors are r1, r2, r3 up to rn. So if we find position of center of mass, then it is given by RCM vector, which is equal to m1 r1 vector plus m2 r2 vector plus m3 r3 vector up to mn rn vector divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3 up to mn, means mass of all the particles of that system. Now if we consider a special case, if we consider that center of mass, position of center of mass is at the origin, center of mass is at the origin, in that condition RCM becomes equal to 0. Position vector of that center of mass is 0, or we can say that m1 r1 vector plus m2 r2 vector up to mn rn vector is equal to 0, or I can say that summation I is equal to 1 to n mi ri becomes equal to 0. So this mass multiplied with position vector is known as moment of mass. It is known as moment of mass. Hence we can say that if center of mass lies at origin, then moment of mass of that system becomes 0. So in this situation we have seen by this relation that moment of mass becomes 0. So this is how we find position of center of mass of a system containing n particles. Now next, if we calculate position vector in individual directions in x, y, or z, r is simply a common point. RCM vector is equal to, we can say, XCM I cap plus YCM J cap plus ZCM K cap. It means RCM gives center of mass in x, y, z plane. So here if we calculate in individual directions, then in x direction we can say XCM, which is equal to m1 x1 vector. So x1 vector, x2 vector, x3 up to xn, these vectors are representing positions of mass m1, m2, m3 up to mn in x direction. So m1 x1 vector plus m2 x2 vector up to mn xn vector divided by mass of all the particles of the system m1 plus m2 plus m3 up to mn. In summation form we can say that xcm vector is equal to 1 upon n summation I is equal to 1 to n mixi vector. So this xi vector gives position vector of individual particles in x direction. Similarly in y direction, x will be replaced by y, so ycm vector is equal to 1 upon n summation I is equal to 1 to n mi yi vector. So it represents position vector in y direction of center of mass. Similarly, position vector of center of mass in z direction. So z cm vector is equal to 1 upon m summation I is equal to 1 to n mi zi vector. So this is the individual categorization of position vector of center of mass in x, y and z direction. Now, if we calculate center of mass of a two particle system, so here we are considering that there are two particles of mass m1 and m2 which are separated by a distance r, so we have to find its position vector. So the general concept which you have to remember is that consider either m1 or m2 at origin. Consider either m1 or m2 at origin to find position vector of the center of mass. So here we are considering that, let us say, center of mass is situated at point P, which is at r1 distance from m1 and at r2 distance from m2. Clear? So r1 and r2 represents position vectors of center of mass with respect to m1 and m2 respectively. So see, if we find position vector with respect to m1, then we are considering that a is at origin, means 0 0, and if separation between them is r, then we say that position vector of m2 is r comma 0. So what we are considering, that these two objects m1 and m2 are placed along x-axis, so their y component is 0. Now see, m1 r1 plus m2 r2 upon m1 plus m2 will be the formula. So m1 r1, so m1 r1 is 0, so it complete becomes 0, plus m2 into r2, so r2 is r, so m2 r upon m1 plus m2, so it becomes m2 upon m1 plus m2 into r. R is separation between the particles. Now if we consider m2 as 0 0 and m1 at r comma 0, so in this condition what we are considering, that this m2 is at 0 0 now and this m1 is at r comma 0. So in this condition, m2 comma r2, so m2 into 0 becomes 0 and m1 into r, so m1 into r upon m1 plus m2, so position vector becomes m1 upon m1 plus m2 into r. So this is the relation for position vector of center of mass with respect to m1 and m2 respectively. Now see, the key point which you have to remember while solving the question is, position vector is inversely proportional to mass of the object. It means higher the mass, closer the position vector, or smaller the mass, farther the position vector. It means position vector will always be position vector of center of mass. Position vector of center of mass will always be towards the heavier object. So we can say that center of mass will be towards or near the heavier object. Clear? And by using this relation, we can say that m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. It means mass moment is constant. What we can say, that mass moment is constant at two different positions. Now see, if we talk about this relation m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. So whenever you see two objects along a line, let us say this is an object of 10 kg and this is an object of 100 kg, then center of mass will always be towards this 100 kg object. Keep in mind, and center of mass will be towards 100 kg object. So you might have seen, whenever you fix two objects and you hold by these objects with the help of a stick, then heavier object, if you are having or if you are holding that object from middle of that stick, then heavier object will be pulled down. So if we shift the position towards the heavier object, then at a certain position, that two masses will be balanced. So that balanced position gives us position of center of mass. Clear? So center of mass will be towards the heavier object, keep in mind. Next, let us discuss some pattern of questions. So here I am considering that two objects of masses 1 kg and 2 kg are separated by a distance of 2 meter. Then we have to find position vector of center of mass. Position vector of center of mass. So again, consider here that these two masses are placed along x-axis. It means y component of center of mass becomes 0. So here we are using y1 and y2 as 0. And if I consider 1 kg object at origin, then 2 kg object will be at 2 meter, 0. Now xcm is equal to, so xcm is equal to 2 into 2 upon 3, because 1 into 0 is 0 and 2 into 2 upon m1 plus m2. So 1 plus 2, 3. So position vector of center of mass in x direction is 4 by 3 meter. So if I place RCM vector, so RCM vector becomes equal to 4 by 3 meter, 0. Or in vector form, you can say that RCM vector is equal to XCM I cap plus YCM J cap. So here YCM is 0. So you can say 4 by 3 I cap. This is in vector form. Now next pattern of question, we are given two objects of mass 2 kg and 4 kg. 2 kg and 4 kg objects are placed as shown in figure. 2 kg is at origin and 4 kg is at 5 meter distance from origin by an angle of 37 degree. So it is situated at 5 meter distance by making an angle of 37 degree with the horizontal. So in this situation, we don't know the components of 4 kg. We know the components of 2 kg as 0, 0 because it is at origin, but we don't know the components of 4 kg. So what I did, simply draw the perpendicular on x-axis and y-axis. So here x component will be 5 cos 37 and y component will be 5 sin 37. So value of cos 37 is 4 by 5. So it becomes 4 meter, and value of sin 37 is 3 by 5. So it becomes 3 meter. So now we have found coordinates of this 4 kg object, which are 4, 3. Now we can calculate xcm and ycm separately. So xcm, I am considering here m1 as 2 kg and m2 as 4 kg. So m1 x1, 2 into 0 is 0, 4 into 4 16, and divided by m1 plus m2. So 2 plus 4 is 6. So x component is 8 by 3 meter. Similarly, y component of center of mass is m1 y1. So again 2 go into 0, it is 0, and 4 into 3 12. So 12 by 6 means 2 meter. So position vector of center of mass are 8 by 3 meter, 2 meter, or in vector form you can say RCM vector is equal to 8 by 3 I cap plus 2 J cap. So this is the representation of position vector of center of mass in vector form. Now let us see one more pattern of question. Now in this pattern of question, some complications are included. Initially it is given that two objects of mass 1 kg and 2 kg are separated by a distance of 2 centimeter. Clear? Now given in the question is that 2 kg object is shifted by 10 centimeter in rightward direction. Which one? 2 kg किस तरफ शिफ्ट कर दिया बच्चों इसको? 10 सेंटीमीटर राइटवर्ड. And you have to calculate what should be the shift in 1 kg object. What should be shift in 1 kg object if center of mass shifts by 2 centimeter leftwards. सेंटर ऑफ मास बच्चों शिफ्ट हो रहा है यहाँ पर 2 सेंटीमीटर से किस तरफ? लेफ्ट में. सो ड्रॉ दिस कंडीशन इन द डायग्राम. तो व्हाट वी आर कंसीडरिंग, इनिशियली this is 1 kg object, C is representing position of center of mass, 2 kg is shifted by 10 centimeter rightwards. So it is shifted in rightwards by 10 centimeter. So this is the new position of 2 kg object. Similarly, center of mass is shifted 2 centimeter leftwards. So this is the shifting of center of mass in left direction. So from our figure it is clear that this 1 kg object will also shift in left direction, and which we have to calculate. So let us consider that this is shifted by a factor of x. So first of all, find position vector of the center of mass in initial condition. So we use relation r1 and r2. I am considering that this is distance r1 and this is distance r2. So in previous slides we have studied that r1 is equal to m2 upon m1 plus m2 into r, and r2 is equal to m1 upon m1 plus m2 into r. So by using these two formulas, we have calculated R1. So R1 is M2. So M2 is 2 into 2. So 2 into 2, 4 divided by M1 plus M2, 3. So it is 4 by 3 centimeter. And similarly R2 is we can calculate directly either by subtracting it from R. So we can say that R2 is equal to R minus R1. We can also say this relation. So by using this relation, I have calculated R2, which is 2 minus 2 by 3, or we can say 2 by 3 centimeter. So these are the positions of center of mass from 1 kg and 2 kg object. Now see, use our relation, which one? M1 R1 is equal to M2 R2. Use this relation. M1 R1 is equal to M2 R2. So using this relation we can calculate that what is the new position of 1 kg. So it is 1 kg M1 into R1. So R1 is position from center of mass. So it is x plus 4 by 3. So x plus 4 by 3 is equal to M2. So this is M2 and its position is 10 plus 2 by 3 plus 2. So 10 plus 2 plus 2 by 3. And from here, if we multiply it, then it becomes x plus 4 by 3, and here 10 plus 2, 12, 12 plus 2 by 3, 36 plus 2, 38, 38 into 2, 76. So this is the calculation mistake. It is 72. It is 10 plus 2, 12, 12 plus 2 by 3, 36 plus 2, 36 plus 2, 38, 38 into 2, 76 by 3. So here x is equal to 76 by 3 minus 4 by 3. So it is 72 by 3. 72 by 3 means 24 centimeter. So 24 centimeter towards which direction? Left direction. So we can say leftwards. It is shifted by 20 centimeter leftwards. So this is the another pattern of question. Now let us see how to find center of mass of regular shaped bodies, or you can say uniform mass distribution. So how to find center of mass of uniform mass distribution? So see, in case of uniform mass distribution, let us say that we are considering this is any uniform shaped body, and its complete mass is given as m, and we have to calculate its कंप्लीट सेंटर ऑफ मास के लिए बच्चों अपन कैलकुलेट करेंगे यहां पर इसका पोजीशन वेक्टर. सो आरसीएम वेक्टर इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन एम. एम इज टोटल मास इंटीग्रेटेड बाय आर वेक्टर इंटू डीएम. सो इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे आर वेक्टर इंटू डीएम वेक्टर को और डिवाइड कर देंगे उसको टोटल मास से, तो हमें मिल जाएगा यहाँ पर पोजीशन वेक्टर ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास फॉर uniform mass distribution. So if we calculate in individual directions, then we can say xcm is equal to 1 upon m integration x dm, ycm is equal to again 1 upon m integration y dm, and zcm is equal to 1 upon m integration z dm. So this is the way by which we can calculate center of mass of uniform mass distribution. Now let us see an example. Here I have considered an example of thin rod. I am considering an example of thin rod. Thin rod means width is negligible with respect to length. Thin rod है means इसकी जो width है length के respect में वो होगी बच्चों negligible. So here I am considering that there is a thin rod of length L and whose mass is capital M, which is uniformly distributed along its length. So when mass is distributed along the length, then we call it as linear mass density. It is linear mass density, which is lambda is equal to capital M upon L. Lambda is equal to capital M upon L. So if we find, let us say that if we find complete center of mass of the system, then we consider that one end is at origin, one end is considered to be at origin. Clear? So one end is considered to be at origin. So here this is at small l distance, let us say a small element of length dl whose mass is dm. So linear mass density is capital M upon L. So dm, small mass in length dl, is equal to lambda into dl, or you can say capital M upon capital L into dl. So this is the value of small mass dm, which is calculated with the help of linear mass density. You can calculate it in another way also, which is simplest, and you have been practicing it since your 7th 8th standard, that total mass m is in L length. So in unit length, mass is m upon L, and in dl length, mass is m upon L into dl, and its value is equal to dm. So you can also calculate using this method. Now see, here mass is distributed along a straight line. So if our rod is placed along x-axis, then simply we have to calculate x coordinate of center of mass. So xcm is equal to 1 upon m integration from 0 to capital L, L into dm. So 1 upon m is outside, value of dm is capital M upon L into dl. So capital M upon L. See, m is cancel out. So it is 1 upon L, which is taken outside of integration, and simply we are integrating L with respect to dl. So it is L square by 2, and if we place upper limit and lower limit, then it becomes L square by 2 minus 0, or I can directly place L square by 2. So xcm becomes L by 2, ycm is 0, so position vector is L by 2 comma 0. So this is the center of mass. So from here it is very clear that for a uniform thin rod, center of mass lies at geometrical center, at the geometrical center. Now next we are considering an example that mass density of a thin rod is given as lambda is equal to Rx. Lambda is equal to Rx. So I took this example only to explain you pattern of question. So lambda is equal to Rx, mass of this rod is capital M, and you have to consider that its length varies from 0 to L, means total length is L. So here xcm is equal to 1 upon m integration x dm, or you can calculate value of mass dm. So dm is equal to, let us say, small length segment dx into mass density lambda. Lambda is given as Rx, so dm is equal to Rx dx. Clear? So place this value here. So dm is equal to Rx dx. R is taken outside of integration. Here it is x into x square dx. So if we integrate x square, then it becomes x cube by 3, and if I place upper limit, then it becomes L cube by 3. So I put this value directly, and it becomes xcm is equal to R by m L cube by 3. Now see, you can keep this relation simply in this way, and if you are given some additional data, then you can use the relation that lambda is equal to mass upon length of the rod, and here lambda is given as equal to Rx. So Rx is equal to m upon L, or you can say R upon m is equal to 1 upon XL. R upon m is equal to 1 upon XL. So you can place R upon m is equal to 1 upon XL. So this becomes your relation. Clear? So this is the simple pattern of question which is based on linear mass distribution. Now see, next pattern of question. Next is, here we are considering that motion of center of mass. So how center of mass moves. So if we consider that any external force is applied on a system, then all the particles of the system accelerates, or they travel, or they moves with any certain velocity. It means if all the particles are moving, then center of mass also moves. Or we can say that if center of mass moves, then individual particles associated in that system also moves. So here, if we find velocity, then differentiate position vector of center of mass. So VCM is equal to d upon dt. RCM vector is equal to differentiate complete relation m1 r1 plus m2 r2 plus up to mn rn upon total mass of the system. Or we can say here capital M is constant, so I took it outside the differentiation and individually differentiate each term. Here m1, m2, m3 up to mn are constants and variable are positions r1, r2, r3 up to rn. So we will differentiate their positions with respect to time. So we will get v1 vector, v2 vector up to vn vector. Now see, mass into velocity is known as momentum. So m1 v1 means momentum of first particle, m2 v2 vector means momentum of second particle, and so on. Similarly, if I multiply this capital M with vcm vector, then we get here pcm means momentum of center of mass. So momentum of center of mass becomes total mass of the system multiplied by velocity vector of center of mass. So this is the relation for momentum. Now see, if we have to calculate acceleration of the center of mass, then acceleration means there is change in velocity of center of mass, and if there is change in velocity of center of mass, then it means all the particles associated with the system are also accelerating. So differentiate velocity vector with respect to time of center of mass, then we get acceleration. So ACM vector is equal to d upon dt VCM vector, and it is equal to 1 upon m m1 a1 vector plus m2 a2 vector up to mn an vector. Again see, m into a means mass into acceleration is known as force. So if I multiply capital M with center of with acceleration of center of mass, then it becomes F external, which is applied on center of mass, and it is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 up to Fn is equal to 0. So this concept is now used in our momentum conservation. So I am taking here condition for momentum conservation, and we know that in absence of external forces, total momentum of a system always remains conserved. So I am considering that if F external is 0, that means force applied on center of mass should be 0 to find momentum conservation or to apply momentum conservation. So from here it is clear that if F external is equal to 0, then PCM vector is equal to constant, or we can say that f1 vector plus f2 vector plus f3 vector up to fn vector is equal to 0. It means net force on center of mass is 0, then there is no force on individual particles. It means there will be no movement or no motion in individual particles of that system. Now let us discuss another pattern of question. So here we are given a 3-particle system, and these particles are arranged at the vertices of equilateral triangle. At the vertices of equilateral triangle. So here we are given that each side of this equilateral triangle is of 2 meter, and 3 objects of mass 2 kg, 3 kg and 4 kg are placed at its vertices. So to find center of mass of such a system, what we consider, our concept is very similar. Consider any one point at origin. Consider any one point at origin. I am here considering this object of mass 2 kg at origin. Let us say this is m1, this is m2, and this is m3. So here I am considering 2 kg object at origin, and see, it is placed in xy plane. So components of 2 kg 0 0. This 3 kg object is placed along x axis, so there is no component of y. and its coordinates are 2 meter comma 0. Similarly, coordinates of this 4 kg. So coordinates of this 4 kg can be found by drawing perpendiculars on x-axis and y-axis. So see, if we draw a perpendicular on y-axis, then bisects it bisects in two equal parts, or you can say it bisects the side. So 2 meter is divided into 1 meter, 1 meter. So see, x component is 1 meter. Similarly, y component, so this is the y component. So it can be found by using the relation that hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. So perpendicular square, let us say this is y. So perpendicular square is equal to root of hypotenuse square minus base square. So 2 square 4, 4 minus 1 square 1. So it is root 3. So y component is root 3 meter. So here we have found position vectors of individual objects 2 kg, 3 kg and 4 kg. Now we can easily calculate xcm and ycm by using our relations. So m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 upon m1 plus m2 plus m3. So here 2 kg into 0 is 0, 3 kg into 2 is 6 and 4 kg into 1 4 divided by 2 plus 3 plus 4. So it is 9. So xcm is equal to 10 by 9 meter. Similarly ycm. So here ycm m1 means 2 kg into 0 is 0, 3 kg into 0 is 0 and 4 kg into root 3. So it is 4 root 3 divided by 9. So from here y coordinate of center of mass is 4 root 3 upon 9. So we can say RCM is equal to 10 by 9 meter comma 4 root 3 upon 9 meter, or in vector form you can say RCM vector is equal to 10 by 9 I cap plus 4 root 3 upon 9 j cap. Now see, next, this is the important concept for your competitive section, cutting pattern. So in cutting patterns we consider that whatever shape you are given, let us redraw this diagram again to understand. Let us say you are given an object of any uniform mass distribution, and here we are considering that its mass is m1, its radius is r1 and its area is a1. Now some portion is cut from this given figure. Now see, this is the some portion. Let us say from here some portion is cut, and let us say that its mass is m2, radius is r2 and area is a2. Clear? So in this situation what we are considering, that if we have to find center of mass of remaining portion, then we use simply two relations here. RCM is equal to a1 r1 minus a2 r2 upon a1 minus a2. Means here a1 r1 represents area and radius of actual figure. Clear? And a2 and r2 represents area and radius of removed figure or removed portion. Clear? So this is one formula. Another one, if you have to calculate, or if you calculate in terms of mass, then you can simply use our relation m1 r1 minus m2 r2 upon m1 minus m2. So here m1 is mass of actual body or mass of initial body or mass of our given shape. m2 is mass of removed portion. So m1 r1 में से सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे m2 r2 को, तो हमें मिल जाएगा पोजीशन वेक्टर ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ रिमेनिंग पोर्शन. ये रिमेनिंग पोर्शन का मिल गया. Clear? So I have mentioned here that m1 is total mass, m2 is removed mass, a1 is total area, a2 is removed area. Similarly you can say r1 r2 क्या है यहाँ पर बच्चों? r1 is actual या radius of actual figure and r2 is radius of removed figure. So this is the simple concept of cutting type questions. Now see, center of mass of remaining portion, if our object is cut in such a manner that either it is cut in x direction or in y or in z, then you can use these individual relations. XCM is equal to a1 x1 minus a2 x2 upon a1 minus a2. Similarly, YCM is equal to a1 y1 minus a2 y2 upon a1 minus a2, or you can use ZCM is equal to a1 z1 minus a2 z2 upon a1 minus a2. You can simply use these relations in terms of mass and position vector in individual directions. So these are simple relations to find position vectors of remaining portion while cutting some amount of portion from any given figure. Now see, I have considered an example here which will make your concepts very clear. I am considering here that we are given a disk of mass capital M and radius capital R, and a portion of r/2 radius is being removed from this disk. So portion of r/2 radius is being removed from this disk as shown in figure. So it is clear from figure that this portion is cut from y direction. So we will use the relation RCM is equal to a1 r1 minus a2 r2 upon a1 minus a2, or you can use m1 r1 minus m2 r2 upon m1 minus m2. So here see, पोजीशन वेक्टर ऑफ एक्चुअल फिगर, इसके लिए बच्चों सेंटर ऑफ मास के लिए पोजीशन वेक्टर क्या हो गया 0,0, एंड पोजीशन वेक्टर ऑफ दिस रिमूव्ड पोर्शन इज 0,r/2, 0,r/2. So in case of YCM we are using a1 y1 minus a2 y2 upon a1 minus a2, and we will place values here. So these values are, a1 is area of actual figure and a2 is area of removed figure. So a1 is pi r square, y1 is 0. From here you can say this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So pi r square into 0 minus pi r/2 का whole square means pi r square by 4 into r/2, and divided by a1 minus a2, so pi r square minus pi r square by 4. So in numerator it becomes r/8 and in denominator it becomes 3/4. So our value is r/6. So this is the position vector of removed portion in y direction, and it gives RCM is equal to XCM, YCM, which is 0, r/6. So this is the simple pattern of question based on cutting. So in today's lecture we have discussed most of the part of center of mass and pattern of questions which are previously asked in competitive sections. So that's it for today. In next lecture we will discuss some pattern of questions, some new pattern of questions which are asked in your competitive section, JET, ICR or NEET, and then we will start our new topic, rotational motion. So thank you for watching today's video. We will meet in next video with new content.